So what happened is when Jigoro Kano, or Jigoro Kano Kondikoma, he was in Japan, so he went to Brazil, in Pará, in the north of Brazil, and he was teaching some guys over there, teaching classes about Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And that time, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu was more military, was a more secret for the Japanese guys, all right? So what happened is, in those classes, they have Helio Gracie and Carlos Gracie, okay? So pretty much like what we're saying, it is before we didn't have the develop of the guard. And pretty much what happened, the skinny guys were more defensive. They couldn't fight for being the top. So all those big boys was getting the top and bullying the skinny guys. And after years of the development of training, a lot of times spending it in the mat. And Helio and Carlos start to create their own style. What about the skinny guy make use of their big boy strength against themselves? That's what happened, and they come up with the guard, and they started doing a lot of positions. And today, guard is sort of dangerous position. It's sort of great thing to be, because in Jiu-Jitsu, in Jiu-Jitsu, a lot of guys just pull guard right away because they can win a fight for advantage, for all submissions. All the submissions you have in the guard is like unbelievable. So this is a big part of Helio and Carlos Gracie. So everybody in the world do Jiu-Jitsu, gotta be really thankful for the Gracie family. So everybody trying Jiu-Jitsu have a little bit of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in their blood, all right? So it's very important everybody know who the Gracies are. They were great part of our history. I think could say yeah, a little bit. The guard was a really big thing happened, but not only just a guard. We can say we start developing points, for make that sport growing. So we have points, and also before the Jiu-Jitsu, a lot of people don't know, but we're more about self-defense and karate and judo. They're all together. And they're developed Jiu-Jitsu today. Is a lot of Jiu-Jitsu competition. And kind of we lost a little bit of self-defense thing. And I think for one side, it's kind of bad. But pretty much that it is. I think not only but the competition eyes too. The competition eyes, there's a big difference. The Brazilian did. The guard is much more effective for competition, I would say, first. But self-defense, we talk about self-defense too, also happened a lot in Brazil. I saw guys fighting in the street and pulling guard and end up choking them out, some guy in the triangle, in a street fight. Not a good example to say that, but it is. If you don't know Jiu-Jitsu and you fight somebody know Jiu-Jitsu, I think it's a really it's not a, how I could say, it's not a equal fight. That's the word I'm talking about. It's not equal. When you know Jiu-Jitsu and the guy never saw Jiu-Jitsu in their life and they're in the ground, it's not equal. When I start, it's funny talk about that, because when I start teaching really young. I started teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I was like 17 years old. And why I have to teach? Because I have to prove to people I was better than them, So I trained with black belt judos, good high level judo guys, strong guys just to live working out. And they all saw me walking on the streets, a skinny boy with a blue belt, smiling and be friendly with everybody. That was the way I was at, I was trying to be friendly with everybody. No matter who you are, no matter if you're rich, no matter if you're poor. All right, so I almost try to get the mentality of be friendly with everybody else, So I have a lot of friends, and one day the guy on the beach, I knew he was a military guy, that old school guy, is strong, working out, and he just want to test me. He's like, oh, you did Jiu-Jitsu, come on, let's grapple. So I say that's not an equal fight. I submit him like 3 times in maybe 2 minutes. I don't remember. So everybody was like, wow, that skinny boy got they're like 205 pounds. In that time I was like 155, maybe 145, and that wasn't an equal fight. And I never used it to try to beat people, but just defend myself. And And not just him, but after I tap him, everybody come to my house and they challenge me to fight. Not a real fight, but a grappling. They're like, you couldn't believe that skinny boy could submit people. So I submitted everybody in like few seconds because nobody know what a triangle. They were just walking triangles. Like, whoa, man, he got choked me like 10 seconds. Yeah, they don't know. Happened with this, so I started teaching people. I went to another state too, and I was in the beach, and one guy, he knew I was a jiu-jitsu guy. He challenged me over there in the beach too. And I submit him like couple times and end up I'm being the summer the more popular guy in the beach, and that was a lucky situation because I got a lot of girls, teenagers, you know what I mean? So that was cool. So if you say the guard doesn't work, man, the guard is awesome. The guard is awesome. I think the guard, just to save my life. I think if you go for person, no. I think I think the guard maybe for a few guys would be very important. We can say China Aoki, I think, is one of the more dangerous guys in the guard. Damian Maya, he's one of the more dangerous guys. You got more, not everybody else, but not because the guard, but because a lot of people who have to read this sport doesn't understand yet the jiu-jitsu. It's a lot of guys from coming for the boxing. They're doing the MMA. Who doesn't know the MMA competition? Who does that? It is the boxing commission. So they do all this papers. So sometimes somebody's have to read right there, and they don't even know what you're trying. So sometimes you even attacking and you losing because they don't know. So, but if your question is like, yeah, I would say it's not so effective in the referee eyes. And a lot of people we're talking about is not so much educated. We don't have too much, like in Japan, everybody understand the ground game, all right? So it is easy for them. So a lot of people here, if you go for the ground, in America and Brazil, even Brazil be the considered be the jiu-jitsu place, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, a lot of people boo because nobody want to see a technical fight. They all want to see a brawler. That's what it is. Even myself, sometimes I just want to see people just go after him. That's entertainment, that's fight, that's business. Sometimes they don't understand. So even when you're in a good position and you were supposed to making points, you are losing points because you're there in the bottom position and the guy in the top position. I think you should devote a lot of time in your guard. I would say because one of the worst part about MMA is be comfortable in your back. So I think you should first. I would recommend everybody if you start for zero, I would say you start for the jiu-jitsu. I would say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu would be great. You'd be uncomfortable place. I see Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, you know what I mean? And, because even when you're a good boxer, if you're not comfortable, you have a great strike, and you're not comfortable, it's spend time in your back, you're going to lose fights. I saw it happen a lot of times. It is really big. It's really huge. Today, if you see the curriculum, you see they have all the history of jiu-jitsu. I'm kind of like right now. I'm kind of be like an old school. You see after years and years, all new positions coming. Today you have the berimbolo guard. Today you have the 50-50 guard. Have the tornado guard. When I started doing that, they didn't have all those guards. But some guards, never gonna be old, like full guard, De La Riva guard. I think berimbolo is kind of really close to De La Riva, with some different details. So, but I think a guard is very important. The guard, you can do so many things in the guard. I think the guard is very important in the curriculum BJ. Is definitely. Uh, I just don't get scared if I get my back in the ground. I would say in the pro fights, MMA fights, MMA world, I would say I wouldn't be scared to get in the guard. I don't want to be there, spend too much time there. If I'm get there, I will be comfortable there. Maybe I will submit you, maybe I will sweep you, Or if I don't, I will stand up, get up, and I'm gonna strike with you. So for you get you gotta be comfortable there. So you gotta understand. You gotta understand your body. You gotta use your hips. You gotta use your legs, and I think that's it. You gotta think it's very important. So it's a big part of my game because I do a lot of guard. I like to be a lot in my back to try to stand up, try to submit people right away, try to sweep. In my jiu-jitsu career, guard was the more important thing because I was just sweep people all the time. I just pull guard everybody else, and I count those people in my competition days. I count the people who I didn't sweep, so I kind of sweep everybody, And after that, I'm going to pass the guard, try to submit you. That's the game. If I can't submit you in the guard, perfect. If I can, I'm gonna sweep you. I'm gonna finish you after in the top. I think that was really in my competition was really big because I didn't have no background in judo, no background in wrestling. So I used to have a good guard. I think doesn't have an order to say though you're gonna learn that way first, you're gonna go that other way. But what I would do with my students pretty much first guard, full guard. It's a safe guard. It's a great guard submissions. Have a lot of submissions, have a lot of sweeps, and I think it's really safe for white belts and blue belts. So I love the full guard. And after the full guard, naturally somebody gonna take their leg out, and you just have one leg. You go for the half guard. That's what I recommend. Second, half guard. And after the half guard, from there, like spider, butterfly, De La Riva, they're pretty much there together. So I would say, but guarantee first full guard and half guard, and all the other guards like spider and butterfly. You know what I mean? And maybe after De La Riva would be right there, close with each other. I believe the guard. So what I talk about my students about jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, it is like I heard that for Andre Galvão and I stole it from him. And I think jiu-jitsu is like a water, right? It's a glass of water. If you have full knowledge, a glass of water, and it's all full, and you drop that water, and now you can get more water. So what I'm saying it is, you have your brain with full of knowledge. You gotta share. You share all your knowledge. You're gonna come up with more knowledge. So you're gonna get better. So when you come to America, I'm saying my opinion. I can't comprove facts or science about that. But in my opinion, if they come to America, some more people training. We deal with the wrestlers. They're really good. It's really hard to sweep them. And so we're teaching them how to get better and how to improve. They're gonna get better, and they're gonna make us better because now we gotta deal with the defense and everything. So pretty much what I'm saying it is, I believe with the wrestling, make the jiu-jitsu much better. The wrestling competition, the judo competition, all those, more countries are doing. So even better. So I think this is why the guard is so huge right now.